Hi guys, welcome to Charity's Bubble. I hope there's someone there. Gonna give it a few minutes. Gonna give it some few minutes to see if someone is there. And if you're there, I need you to tell me if you can hear me clearly. Gonna give it a few minutes. Then we're gonna do the live show. I hope you guys are doing fine. Gonna wait a little bit to see if someone is gonna be there. One person, I need you to type there and tell me if you can hear me. I wanna know if you can hear me. I'm gonna give it a few minutes here in a little bit, and then we are gonna start. 5 people. Thank you for joining me. You wanna type there and tell me if you can hear me very well or you can see me. I hope you can. Type there. I'm going to acknowledge your name here in a little bit. It's 12 p.m. Like I said, I was gonna do a video at 12 p.m. today. It's 12 p.m. today here in the US. So I hope we get some people. 12 noon. I'm gonna give it 4 minutes. Just like usual. And then we are gonna talk about questions. There are many. Believe me, there are so many. I am looking at my phone here and it's so many questions, guys. Type there if you're online and you can see me, and tell me if you can hear me. I want to know if you can hear me. I see one person there. I'm going to acknowledge you here in a little bit. Tell me if you can hear me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see people are coming on. Type there. I'm going to call your name. And I have questions here. That's why I was like, let me do a live show because this is a lot. And you want to talk about them? We want to talk about so many things here. So I'm going to give it like another 3 minutes. And then we are going to do the live show. This is a different setting. I normally do my videos in my basement, but this is my study area. So I'm just like, let me just do them here. So someone can type there and tell me if they can hear me. We're going to start at 12:04 p.m. So we have a few more minutes there. We have a few minutes there. I hope you can hear me or you can see me. I'm gonna lock that one. I'm still here trying to work on something. Here. I hope you can hear me, guys. Seven people, type your name there. I'm going to acknowledge you here in a little bit. Like I said, we were going to go online today at this time. And I put that on my last video. That was the thumbnail on the last video. It's 12:02 p.m. here in the US, guys. And we're going to start here in a little bit. And I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're doing great. So if you're there, type your name and I am going to acknowledge you. I'm going to acknowledge you here in a little bit. I see 11 people there. We're going to give it a few more minutes, maybe 2 more minutes. And then we are going to start because I have so many questions to go through, guys. So, and if you have any question, you can type it there. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. So I hope you guys have been fine. So we're just giving it a few more minutes and then we are going to start. We are gonna start here in a little bit, guys. That's good. Type your name there, guys, and tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me your name, and I am gonna acknowledge you here in a little bit, guys. 2 more minutes. I want to put a big heading on there. I hope you are there. We are almost starting. And if you have a question, kindly type it there, and we're going to talk about it here in a little bit, guys. I am waiting for people. 1 more minute, and then we are going to start. 1 more minute, and we are going to start. I need you to tell me if you can hear me clearly there, or you can see me. I'm working on something here, so I'm still here, guys. I'm here, and kindly let me know if you can hear me. I want to know if you can hear me. I'll put a thumbnail here. Here, there, and there. That's good. That's really good. So I don't know why I can't save it. That's the thing. So guys, I hope you're there. 2 people have come on, 16 people. Yeah, so guys, I hope you're doing fine. So we're gonna start, and I hope you guys have been blessed by the videos. I know that we're almost to start the DV lottery. It's gonna start in October the 5th, and that's what we've been talking about. I did a video there just to an overview on how to fill out the form, and I hope that you watched that one. So let's see who is online here. Samuel Karaoke, hi Charity, thank you for joining. Esther Mwangi, hi, listening to you from Nairobi and doing good to enlighten people. Thank you for that. Edwin Kosgei, hello from Nakuru. Mary Jogona, hi Charity. Kenneth Motweri, hi Charity. Ken from Meru here, thank you for joining me. Judy Waidera, hello from Juja, Kenya. I discovered you like 2 weeks ago. I like your videos. I'm glad this time we won't use passport. Yeah, no, you won't use passport, guys, this time. And that's a good thing. Charlotte Nyantaki, hello. Thank you for joining me. Emmanuel Dulani Niyitegeka, Emmanuel from Swaziland. Thank you for joining me. Veronica Wawero is saying that she can hear me. You know, I like to know whether you guys can hear me or if you can see me clearly. VL Creation, hi, thank you for joining me. Caroline Mungai, hello, thank you for joining me, guys. I really do appreciate you. We have so many, there's so many questions here that we're going to talk about. We have 1 hour. So if you have a question there, type it there and we are going to talk about it, guys. We are going to talk about your questions. Caro Bukirwa lives in Dubai. Thank you for joining me. So, guys, let's talk about the passport, because like it's not clear. Like everybody is like, is it true or is it not true? Now the passport is not needed. It is not needed. So when you're going to do your application, you just have to have all your information, correct date of birth. If you have a family, make sure that you have their correct date of birth and everything, and then you'll be good to go. Remember, the DV lottery, you can do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself. You don't need anyone to do it for you, because normally someone will do it for you and then they're going to keep your confirmation number. And then when they keep it, then you will be struggling because they're not going to share that. So it's very, very, very important for you guys to do it for yourself. And that's why I do these videos, guys. That's why I do these videos, because I want to make sure that you know how to do it. And it's easy. It's very, very easy. All you need is to pay attention to the questions, and those questions, you understand them, because they ask you, maybe they're asking for your date of birth, maybe they're asking you from where you were born. Remember, and there was this person who was saying, where I was born, we don't have a city or whatever. That place that you were born, the name of that place, that is what you're supposed to indicate there. And it's going to be very, very, very easy. So let's see if I have someone else here. Caro Bukirwa, hi sister. And then I Charity watching from Kenya. Thank you for joining me. I'm Uganda. Just learned about this type of visa. Yeah, Caro, it's a DV lottery, guys, and it's free, guys. It's something that you can try. And why I do this, I tell you, I came here with a DV lottery, and I've been here for now close to 9 years. It's going to be 9 years next year. And the same process is what we went through until we became US citizens. So you can try. It's good to try. Try it out, and then you see where that's going to take you. It's very, very, very important. I'm playing with my light here to see if it's going to give me a better light here. So let's look at one question here. So there was this lady, she was asking me, and this one is a kind of tricky question, because she was like, she wants to fill out the DV lottery. They're legally married, but the husband is here, but she doesn't know her status. Like she doesn't know that. So what I can say about that is that the first thing that you want to know is what is the status of that person. Because if you're married, remember, you have to state that you're married. Do not lie that you're not married, and then they will find out that you are not. Because you find that if that person had come to the US and maybe they had indicated stuff there to go with their family, then it's gonna be a problem. So you can enter you say that you're married, and you say whatever your husband is, and then from there, after you win the DV lottery, then we are going to talk about that, because that's kind of a complex thing. So let's look at this one. Oh my goodness, Atikakli Kasan from Somalia. I want to ask you, which week did you apply for your DV lottery when you were winning? Tell me, please. First week or second week? Really, I cannot remember, guys. I cannot remember when I did apply the DV lottery. But what I know is that we did the application and we were selected. So, and it doesn't matter. This is not something that you can say that if I apply the first or if I apply the last or whatever. No, the DV lottery, when you do application, that thing, how it works is that it's computer randomized. It's like the way you go to do a lottery for money, and you know, all those numbers they play, and then your name can be selected because it's a selection. It's nobody who does it. It's a computer randomized. So you cannot say that I'm going to apply on this time so that I can win. No, just apply when you are comfortable to do your application, and then wait. That's the only thing I can tell you, because I can't even remember when we did the application. I cannot remember. So, and here is my sister. This is like my real blood sister, Kismatisa. Thank you for joining me at this time. And let's see if I have another question here. So for the 18-year-old applicant, can they include their parents and siblings in their application? No, you cannot. If you are 18 years old, you do your own separate application. That is from 18 to below 21, and don't include anybody. But your parents, if they are doing the application, they can add you because you are below 21 years old. They can add you. They are allowed to. But this one, you cannot. And that's the same thing that I was saying, that let's assume like you have your 18-year-old and they have a child. And then you have been living in the same house. They have never gotten married or whatever. Now, you cannot include that grandchild in the DV lottery application, because that is not your child. This is a nuclear family thing, whereby it's mom and dad and the kids. The kids can either be adopted, the kids can be but they have to be legally adopted. We talked about that, guys. They have to be legally adopted for you to be able to claim them. The same thing I was talking about. If the dad, sometimes they may, because like I said, these cases are individualized. So they might ask you, like, did you have consent? Which is like something like you guys really have to understand that, yes, it doesn't matter whether the dad is there or not, but they would want to know, because I think they put it in a scenario, and you find that here in the US, everything is about paperwork. When you go and say something by word of mouth, they are not going to believe you. They want something in writing. So if I was myself and I had my kids and nobody was concerned with them, that man, I was nowhere to be seen, then I would go and seek advice and see how I can get a sole custody of my children, whereby even I have a document that shows that I am the sole custodian of my kids. So nobody is gonna question that, but it has to be a legal document. Because when you come here, and now let me give you a simple example. Let's assume I leave my house and I am going to renew my ID. And I have had my ID for a long time, and I am a US citizen and everything. I have to show them proof of my address. Even when we were going to renew the tag, because our cars, we have to renew our tags every year, they will ask you for a proof of address. Yes, they know, and you are showing them the ID, but they need something else. So that's the culture here. That's how it's done. So you have to have something to show that you have the sole custody of your kids, because if you have sole custody, then nobody else is gonna question that, and it has to be a legal document, not something that you got from somewhere. It has to be like an affidavit from the court. Okay, I'm not legally married with children. How do I fill the DV form then? Now, Akaro, now this is when we talk about diversity visa, it talks about diverse, like so many areas that are covered, and every place has got a culture. So you find that most people in the African setting, you just get married and you don't legalize your wedding. You haven't legalized it. So you are married because you're married customarily. You see what I mean? You're married. So, and I'm going to give you my example. So what we did is that we had been married, but we didn't have a marriage certificate, guys. We didn't have it. We were married. We had kids. We were good. But then when we won the DV lottery, the requirements that they wanted, one of them was the marriage certificate. So we went and got a marriage certificate after we had won the DV lottery. Like, like the renewing of the wedding, that is what we did. Because we needed that document for to show that we were legally married. And then we went with that. When we went to that, they didn't question us anything. They did not. They just asked us, have you been married to other people? We said no, and that was it. That was end of story. Because we produced that document. So do not say that I have been married for 10 years or 20 years, and now I want to put myself single because I don't have a marriage certificate. Do not do that. Because if you do that, then you will be disqualified because you have not been truthful in telling about your family. So it doesn't matter whether you have that paper or not, because this is a lottery. And what I normally say is that let it not change your lifestyle. Let it be something that you are doing like a side job, but like your mind is not like there 100%. So you have to enter that you are married. You have to put your kids there, and then when you win, go and legalize your marriage. That thing is done a lot. It's done a lot. So that is that. And I like to repeat this, is that here in the US, it's not viewed like that. It's viewed differently. So if I live with a man or a man lives with a woman and they have not legalized their marriage, then here is different, because that's your boyfriend, girlfriend, period. That one doesn't change. But if you have been married to your husband, you have your kids, you have to indicate that you're married. And it's very important for you to do that, because that's if you leave out any family member, if you leave out any child, if you leave out any stepchild, if you leave out an adopted child, that is grounds for qualification, for disqualification. They will disqualify you. So fill out everything. King Kush is saying what? I don't know what they're asking. Okay. Now, Caro, I am in South Africa, but I am a Kenyan. So if I win to go to American Embassy in Kenya or in South Africa. Now, first of all, when you are doing your application, they are going to ask you the country of birth. So your country of birth is going to be Kenya. And then there's going to be another slot that's going to ask you the country that you live in now. So you're going to indicate South Africa. So you are going to claim your eligibility from Kenya. So you can decide whether you want to go to Kenya and process your stuff, or you can write to them and ask them, since I live here in South Africa, can I go to this embassy? You have that whatever to ask. Because after you have won the DV lottery, you have your case number, you just write to them an email. And remember, I said that the email is very, very important. And then they will reply to you and advise you accordingly. So that's how that one you do that. And then please, can you explain about the education certificate? Now, the education certificate, they require you to have a high school certificate or a high school diploma. That is basically you have gone to the primary, the one that you go for 8 years. I know it's different in different parts of the world. And then you have gone to the high school education, whereby you go for 4 years. I know there are some who have different years, but you have that high school diploma. Now, that one, you need that. But if you do not have that one, then you need to prove to them that you have a job qualification that qualifies what they want. And there's a website that is called, I'm going to type it here. Oh, it's an asterisk. There. So if you go to that website, I hope my message is there. There's so many messages here, guys. Let me see if I'll find mine there. You find that you can look at the job categories, because let's assume you are carpenter. You might that one might not qualify. You see what I mean? Let's assume you are an interior designer. That one qualifies, because it has to be a level. I'm going to do a video about that, a certain level, and it has to be within a certain category. And you find that when I was looking at that O.net thing, because I was like, I really want to know, like, is it very helpful? Because, sometimes you have to look at something and see how helpful is it. You find that most of the jobs that you will find categorized there, most of them, they are like, you need a degree or you need a whatever. But let's assume you've done a simple course like interior design. That one qualifies. So you find that if you do not have that certificate, then you can go with that one, and you have to have an experience of not less than 2 years. Then you can go with that. But the best thing is for you to have that high school certificate. Let's assume you don't have that high school certificate, but you are married and your spouse has it. Then here, your spouse is going to apply as the first applicant, and then they are going to add you as a second applicant, and you will benefit from that. But let's assume you don't have like the high school certificate, then that one you are not going to qualify. And it's important for you guys to know that. Okay, let's see. So let's see if I have another one. Okay, so we talk about the education certificate. Hi, God bless you for the good job. Much love to you. That is Adu Willis. Thank you for that. What is the relations? This is a good question, a very, very good question. What is the relationship between the host, this is Francis Haule, and affidavit of support and petition? Now, let's talk about the host first. The host is the person who lives here in the US. They are either a legal permanent resident, that is, they want a green card, but they haven't become US citizens yet, because you have to wait for 5 years for you to apply to become a US citizen, or a US citizen. Now that is a host. So when you win your DV lottery, you will need an address where you are going to live, because you cannot go, you have won the DV lottery and then you go to the American embassy and then they ask you, where do you intend to go and live? And then you tell them, I don't know. Now that one, they are not going to give you. They won't give you a visa, because they'll be like, they don't want you to come here and get lost. And you don't know the ways here. So the host is the person who lives here, who is willing to give you their address, to put in your DS-260 that they are willing to accommodate you for a short time before you get on your feet. That is your host. And that one you have to have a host when you have won your DV lottery. It's very, very important. And I always tell my story, guys, because I like to encourage people that when we won our DV lottery, we had nobody we knew in the US, like nobody. We didn't have family members who lived in the US. We had nothing, guys. But after that, so we went through a friend, someone who lived in Kenya, and they had people, in your village or in your city, there must be people who have gone to the US. So we found this friend. No, first of all, it was my cousin. He had his friend who lived in the US. And he gave us his address and everything, and we put that in the DS-260, and we went to the embassy. We were going to California, and that was good. So after we went to the embassy, I think in the mind of that host of ours, he never thought that we would get the visa or anything. So the next morning, my husband called him and he was like, we got the visa, so we want to pay for the air ticket. When can we start coming? And then he said no. He refused to host us. So we were left like in the air, because when we got our visas, we sold everything. Like when we went to the embassy for our interview, we came and sold everything. That day, because we had looked for a market for stuff, but we hadn't done the transactions yet, but we were anticipating. So we had said that when we go to the American embassy and we get the visa, then we will come and complete those deals that same day. So that, because we wanted to leave. So our host refused. So we waited. So we started looking for friends, anybody who has someone who lives in the US, until we found this lady. And then she knew someone who lived here, and that person was kind enough. He was like, I'm going to host them. So he sent us his address. So when we came, we were initially to go to California. We didn't go to California. We came to that person who hosted us. So you need that host. Now let's talk about the affidavit of support. It's called the Form I-134. And if you go back to my videos, you're going to see I've talked about the Form I-134 and what it is and how to fill it out, because that one is very, very important. Now that one, the host is willing to give like a goodwill that they can back you up in case you came here and anything happened. They can. It's not like they are not legally bound to do it. You have to understand that, but they are willing to assist you, or they could be your backup in case anything happened. That is why that host is filling the affidavit of support. Now, what does it entail? It entails how much that person makes in a whole year. So they will have to include their financial information there. So you find that one has to be, someone like really, there's always trust issues and all that. So that is the affidavit of support, and they need that. So it can be that Form I-34. They have to give you their tax form. We normally fill taxes here every year. You have to file for your taxes, or maybe another form if you have been working for a whole year. They give you another paper for you to be able to go and file your taxes. So when you go with that, then in the embassy, then they will look at that and say that this person, this is the part where this person is going. They have enough finance. They can be able to support this person. So you need that one. That's the affidavit of support. Now let's talk about the petition. Now the petition is, now myself, I am a US citizen. If I wanted my mother to come and become a permanent resident, if I wanted my brother to come and become a permanent resident, I can apply for them. Now, applying for them, that is the petition. That's the petition, P-E-T, whatever, petition. So, through me, I am sponsoring them. I'm sponsoring them to come and live in the US. So that's the difference between the three of them. But remember, you need that affidavit of support. Unless you have enough money in your bank, you have a fat bank account that is telling them that even if you go to the US, you have a host, you will be able to sustain yourself. If you have that very, very smart, good bank account, you're good to go. But if you do not have anything to show that this is the money that's going to support me when I go there, I have my host, yes, but I don't need any financial whatever, then you will need that affidavit of support. And I like to talk about it because it's important, because I know that process, the whole DV lottery process, to go for the medicals, to go for the interviews, it costs a lot of money. Even to pay for the air ticket, it costs a lot of money. So by the time you're coming here in the US, you have nothing. Maybe I remember when we came in, we only had $1,000. $1,000 is not a lot. It's not much. It won't even last a month. So unless you have a very fat bank account that's with money, and when it comes to the money, you have to think of it in dollars. You can't think of it in the currency of whatever that you are. You have to convert it to dollars and see how much is that going to be. Is that going to be able to sustain me? So you have to put that in mind when you have won your DV lottery. Okay, Melanin Nikada is saying, hi, our role model Charity. I'm Melanin from Kenya. I won DV 2023. Congratulations for that. And I applied the day 8th October last year. I was online that day when it was when it was announced, because they will come and announce that it has been open, and I like to be live that time, so that like we can go through the form if you're doing the application, and then if you are having a problem, then I can help you, and you can do it. You can write down, you can do it. You can do your application. So congratulations, Melanin, and I wish you all the best as you prepare your journey to come and live in the US. Okay. Muli Daniel is asking, if I win and get the visa, can I come to the US for the green card, social security number for only 2 weeks, and then come back to my country? Oh my God. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to do that? Now, you cannot come for 2 weeks. The green card doesn't come after 2 weeks, and the social security doesn't come after 2 weeks. Now, there's one thing that you have to know. When you win your green card and you come here and you become a permanent resident, of course, maybe you will wanna apply for your citizenship. They look at the time that you have lived outside. You cannot come and get your social security and the green card, and then you go away, and then maybe you wanna come back. You find that if you go away for more than 1 year, you have to come to go and get a letter, ask for a letter that is gonna help you to re-enter US. So it's a process. It's kind of a process, because they look at how much duration have you stayed in the US before they consider you to become a US citizen. So it's very, very important. And what I say is that after you have won a green card, it's an opportunity of a lifetime, guys. It is. And I'm telling you, when you come to the US, you don't want to go back. Believe me, you do not. Like, there is so much change that you will find that you will want to explore more. So I haven't had, and if I hear someone who has come, who has won their green card, and they came here and they got their social security and their whatever, and they went back home, then I will bring them here and I am going to interview them. Why? I know there are, but I haven't had anybody who has done that. So just come and try it out. Say, I'm going to the US for 1 year and see how it's gonna be. If you really, really don't like it, I know there are some people, maybe they, for their own reasons, then you can go back. Because when you come here is different, guys. It's not gonna be like the way the African setting, they social life. If you want to go for the weddings, you want to go, if it's a funeral, if it's anything, you know, all that friendships, that one is not so much here, guys. Because here it goes with schedule. So you'll find that you have your own certain set schedule, whereby if you are invited somewhere, unless maybe you will go after work, or maybe it's your day off, then you will be able to go. But all that social life, you're going to visit your friends and all that, that one is not here. It's a different life, guys. Like, when you come in here, you get something called a culture shock, because you are relearning new things when you are older. And sometimes there's some people who don't handle very well, but there are some people who still do very well. So it's very good to have like some people like to help you out to adjust in this life. So I hope that one is good. Can I add your partner in the registration? Yeah, you have to put every family. If you're married, you have to put your spouse. If you're and everything. What time do they start applying? It's going to start on October 5, and they normally announce. They normally announce, and as soon as it's announced and it's open, you go to the website and do your application. It doesn't take long to do the application. It's just a short time. Now, how do you enter education background? Go back to my last video, the one I talked about before this one, the previous one that is next to this one. I've talked about where to enter your training. It's there. Go there and look for that. Marilyn, what was your AF number? Guys, I can't remember that information. I can't. I think by the time we got our visa to come to the US and we got our green card, that green paper we had gotten to the embassy, I think I shredded it. I threw it away. So I can't remember. But, and that's why I like to do the visa bulletin, because the visa bulletin helps you to gauge where you are at. And I'm going to do the one that's supposed to tell us about November. So it tells you gauge, this is my number, like this month, who is going to the American embassy. So that visa bulletin is very important, and I'm going to do that so that you can gauge. You can either be a very high low number, a very high number, or a low number. But remember, the visas are 50,000. Yeah, whatever. I'll look at the number. I don't like when I'm not remembering. I don't like measuring numbers here. But looking at that number, and I can do that in another video. Then you can gauge which month will I be sent the 2NL and all that stuff. So that's how it goes. Okay. George Nyams, hi Charity. I'm one of the winners of DB 2023. Congratulations. My case number is 54,000. Will I be called for the interview? I am from Kenya. Yes and no. Yes and no. And it's debatable. That one is debatable. And why I'm saying this is that there is a specific number of it's 55,000. Now I get the number. There's a specific number. Now you fall within that category because you are not over 55,000 visas. So the probability of you to be called is 100% because you are not under. But if you are 56,000, 57,000 or whatever thousand, then you would be worried. But sometimes you don't have to be worried because there's someone, maybe they are a low number, maybe they are a 10 or they are a 500 or they are whatever number, but they did not process it because they didn't have finances, or maybe they didn't even look whether they had been selected or not. Because I've seen people, the DV lottery comes on and then it passes, because after now, like right now, the DV 2022 is gonna be finished. And then they check after 2 years, and then they text me, they like, I won my DB lottery in this year, and I haven't received my 2NL. If it's gone, it's gone. So you find that you can be a very high case number, even on top of the number of visas that they give, but they still call you because not everybody does the process. There are some people who have done the process, but some people they don't qualify because maybe they did not include their family members, or maybe they have a bad their background check when it was done. It came out that they had some criminality or whatever. There's so many things. But as so long as you have won the DV lottery, don't think about your case number. That tells you that you have a chance. You have an opportunity for you to be called. And you find that is why it's important when you open and you see that you have been selected, or maybe you have not been selected, maybe you didn't win the DV lottery, do not throw away that information. Sometimes, if the number of visas is not exhausted, they will call for a second one before they close the year. If the people who went and processed their visa were less than that number, then they recall some people. It has happened before, and that is why you know, like your DV lottery, like like the DV lottery that's ending, you know that is ended when that year has ended. Okay, so it's very, very important for you. Just have that hope. Okay, so what was your case number? I don't remember my case number, guys, so I don't remember that. Okay, I'm asking, how will I fill my name, putting in mind that my ID and my birth certificate has two names? Do I include family surname, which is not my ID, on filling? Now, write what's in on your birth certificate. Because that birth certificate, after you win your DV lottery, you will need it to go and get your passport. Because when you win, that's a must. You must get a passport. What they change is when you're doing the first application, you don't need a passport. But after you have been selected, you must get a passport, because your passport is where they're going to stamp the visa. So I would say put the name on your birth certificate, and then after your passport has come on, then you go. Those ones they have to be alike. But if there is a difference, maybe your passport has a different name, your ID has a different name, or whatever, it's very easy. Go get an affidavit to see that all those names are yours, and you'll be fine. Okay. Can you edit the photo? Yes, you can edit it. And I still did a video about editing. Go and look for that, and you will find it. Okay. What if I don't have an address? What am I going to put? Don't worry so much about that address place, guys, because that address place, you can put in care of someone, your friend, or maybe your nearby church. They must have a post office. Someone within your vicinity must have a post office. So don't fret on that so much. But when you have won your DV lottery, when you are doing your DS260, the address, your host address, really matters. So that one you have to have contacted someone in the US for them to give you their address so that you can put it there. But this one for doing the application, you can even put for a friend, you can even put for your uncle, you can put even for the church. That one doesn't matter so much. But what really matters is for your DS260, because that one you have to put the right host address. Now that one, there is no guesswork. There is no guesswork. You have to put the right address. You know, you cannot say, I'm going to guess and just fill out. No. Because you find that here in the US, everybody has their own address. Everybody, like everyone, if you have your household, you have your address. So you cannot guess, because they know when they go to the database, they'll see, yeah, this is the address. This is where they know where that place is. They know which people live there. You know, like everything is computerized here. So, so the second one really matters. Please, what if I don't have an address? What am I going to answer? When you win, I talked about that. I said put for a friend. Then let's see. Hi, Miss Charity. Thanks for the work that you do. This is Aisha Najengo. I have an issue with my DS260. I feel as highest education diploma, but according to the US system, it's lower. Should I unlock? If you have a high school, now this is how it goes. The requirement is the high school diploma. But if you have gone to, you are a doctor, you are a professor, you are higher than that, put the highest, because the question, whatever it says, enter the highest level of education that you have achieved as of now. You see what I mean? So you can unlock your DS260 anytime you want to unlock it and do some changes. It's okay. Nobody is going to ask you for that. You can unlock, add the information that you need to add, and you're good to go. But what they require for you to do in the DS260 is put what you're doing right now. Let's assume you are in college, you have not graduated, but you have taken some classes. There is a slot there that tells you have some college classes. That is what you enter. But if you have made a mistake, it's cool for you to go and open your DS260 and do the application. So thank you. Renee is saying thank you for whatever. So is the affidavit of support bind the USC for 10? The affidavit of support doesn't bind anybody. It doesn't. What it does is that you have a backup when you're coming here in the US. You know, before it wasn't there. When we won our green card, they weren't asking for that affidavit of support. So when you're filling it out, or when someone is sending to you, just know in your mind that it's something like a backup. That's it. But you cannot say that you filled out and you say that you are whatever going to. No, it's just something to show that you are capable of backing that person up in case of anything. Yeah? But nobody is bounded by that one. Okay, I missed one child that is under my care now. I did not add her at the beginning because she wasn't with me. I was wondering whether I can add the child on my DS-260. Yes, you can, but you must have the adoption letter, the legal information about that child. You must have that. Because if you do not have legal information, then that's going to bring you problems. It's going to bring you problems. So I have been talking to one of the DV 2023 winners, and she was telling me that she has adopted a child. You know, I like to talk about like what people are telling me, what people are asking me. So she had this baby who she adopted, but she didn't have legal papers for her. So I told her, go get those legal papers, because when you go to the embassy, you cannot show up in the embassy, guys, with the children, and they do not know, you don't have any legal information that is showing that those children, that you are the sole custodian, or they are your kids. Even if they are your sister's children, they are not going to let you. They will not. And the same case applies to someone like me. Let's say, for example, I decide to help someone, to help a child, right? Or maybe I decide I am going to be doing fostering, because here you can do fostering, whereby you have a big house, you can bring your kids, who are needy, and you live with them, you take care of them. There's something called fostering. So I decided today that I want to go to Kenya. So I have my kids, and I have that child that is under my care. Do you know that child, I cannot take that child to Kenya without information that I am legally allowed to travel with that child. There are even some cases whereby it's husband and wife, and then the wife is traveling with the kids, but it looks like maybe they are in a separation, because when you go for a separation here and you go to court, everything is on record. So when they look, they see that this person, this is what is going on, whatever. And then I decided to take my kids and take them with me to Kenya, and I have not told my husband. They will question that. They're going to question that. Or let's assume that maybe I got married, because here there's a lot of mixed marriage, whereby the man has kids or the woman has kids, and you get married, so all of you have different kids from other spouses, and you have those children. So you decide that you're going to go and visit an outside country. The parent, the other parent who are not in that marriage. So let's an example. Let's assume that my husband has kids with another person, and we are taking care of those kids as our own. If we wanted to travel, he would need to go and get consent from the mother of those kids, so that we can travel with that child. So that's how it works. So if you have a child, let's assume you are helping your sister, or maybe you are helping your family member, but you do not have legal documentation to say that you have adopted that child, or you are the legal custodian of that child. Do not add that child there. That's you're gonna have trouble, because they won't let you travel with a child that's not yours. Even there are some people, let's assume like you came here and then fortunately you were able to get papers, because there's some people who come and then by luck they get papers. They didn't come with a green card. Maybe they came to study or whatever, and they get papers, and now they're citizens or they're permanent residents, and they have families back their home that they did not bring here. If you want to claim those people to come and join you in the US, they have to do a DNA test. It's not a joke, guys. When it comes to kids, you cannot play with them. So, and I cannot insist enough, guys. I know we are Africans or anybody else from another country, but when you have children that are not your blood, you have to account for those children with a legal document. Like that one, you have to do it. And that's how it is. And it cannot change. You have to do that. Okay. God bless you, Charity, and your family. We have really learned a lot from your videos. I am very enlightened. Thank you for that. If I have children and the mother to the children is married to another man, but I want to move with them, how can you advise? I've talked about that. Okay. I have no education certificate, but I have a certificate of hairdressing. Will that work? Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do another live show on Saturday, and then we're gonna go to that website and see what qualifies. I'm gonna be here live on Saturday, same time. We're gonna talk about the work qualification because you guys need to know. It's still not gonna be the time that we are doing the application, but you guys need to know what really what helps or what job is gonna help you. Okay. I have lived in 3 years in the Netherlands, and now I'm in Tanzania. Do I need 2 police certificates, or the current one is enough? Now, you only need an affidavit, a police certificate when you have lived in a country for over 6 months. You will need that one, whatever that you're living. I don't know what that is. 27,000. Okay, I have failed 4 times. What was the problem? There was no problem. It's a DV lottery. You can be selected or you cannot be selected. It's a DV lottery, guys. This is a lottery. The meaning of the word lottery is like the only difference with this lottery is that there is no money that you're required to pay. It's like the way they say that there's money that's going to be won, and maybe you have to put like some amount of money, and the more you enter, the more you win. That's a lottery, and you can either win or lose. And then there's a difference. Here, you don't pay anything, but you're not allowed to put like multiple entries. Because if you do multiple entries, that is fraud. That you are not supposed to. You will be disqualified. So just do your application. And if you are married, let your wife do a separate application and include you. That gives you 2 chances. That is what we did. But do not do 10 times. You say that the more I apply, the more I win. No, the DV lottery doesn't work like that. But I know there are some people who have won on the 10th time. And it's not costing you money to do the application. So do the application. It doesn't matter, even if you're selected. Just do the application. You never know. Maybe the 5th time will be your rainy day. Maybe the 6th time will be your rainy day. So just do the application, guys. When you come to live in the US, your life changes. It does change. It changes on depending on how you embrace the life that you got here, guys. Because I still know that there are some people who have lived in the US and they have gone back to their countries when they are miserable and they have destroyed their life. And sometimes I feel like instead of you coming here to destroy your life, then you'd rather have stayed there and someone else was given that visa instead of you. Instead of coming to waste your life here, because there is no excuse, guys. When you are an immigrant, guys, and you have come to live in the US, there is no excuse of failure. There isn't, unless you get sick and you have depression or whatever. There is no excuse for you to fail, because you guys know, especially if you came from a very poor family, you know that the struggles that people go through. And then you have this opportunity. You have come here, and you find that there is electricity everywhere, there is water everywhere. You don't even count when you're going to the shower. The water will just flow. The water doesn't get cut unless you don't pay the bills. The fridge. You are going to rent a house. It has a fridge and it has a cooker, and it's the only thing that you need to add to the house is just some seats and a bed, and you're good to go. Then if that is what you're given. That's what you get after you rent the house. It's not free of charge. You have to work to pay your rent to get that house. If that is the start that you're starting with, then why should you fail? And when you walk everywhere in the streets, there are jobs everywhere. They need help, and you have papers. That is one thing. You have the right papers, because if you have papers, the sky is the limit, guys. Because I've seen people who have come here with green card, and they just. I'm really what was the reason you got it, and you feel bad. But anyway, people make their own choices. But for me, what I believe is that if you come from a third world country or a developing country, and you come to the US and you fail, you have no reason. Or you come and you go on drugs, or maybe you become a drunkard or whatever. You cannot. For me, I can't understand. I don't understand, because let's assume you came here and you got depression, and depression is everywhere. Mental health, it's something, and then there is help. There is so much help. You only need to seek for it, and you find that here, when you're going to the hospital, you don't have to think what is in your pocket first. No, if you show up to the ER with nothing, you will be treated. because there's a law that says that everybody has the right to get medical access, whether they have money or not. And then they will think about the bill later, like maybe a month later is when you will get a bill. So there is all those resources. I was looking at this story, and it's unfortunate, and I have to talk about it because it was all over social media. I was looking at this lady. She went to Kenya, and then she was on drugs and all that. She was living in a very deplorable condition. And then I was looking at her, but there's something I liked her honesty, because she said that she was so much involved in life and everything, and then she went the wrong route. But you find that it made me sad, like to know that she acknowledged what she had done. But then I did not have pity for her. Like, I never felt anything for her. I was like, that's what you get. You saw what you reap. Because when you come here, you're coming from a very maybe you're coming from a developing country, guys. US is the first world, and it is what it is. And then you come here, you go into the wrong crowd, because there is the wrong crowd. Or you decided that because, when you go to Walmart or when you go to the supermarket, the beer is there, you can buy anytime you want. You start drinking, and you don't want to work. Maybe you want to go to work and then you want to come and drink. You can go and do other activities because if you are feeling that you're depressed, or you don't want to go and get help when you see that the things that you are doing normally, you're not doing them, then how can you be helped? Because there are some people who are coming, and sometimes I'm just like, really, that visa should not have been given to you. It should have been given to another person. See what I mean? So it's very, very important forever. So try it out, guys. Try the visa. I know I digressed a little bit. Okay. Now, what happens to a situation where your spouse doesn't want to be included? Now, you must include your spouse, whether you are married or whether you're separated, or you intend to get married. Now, go read there, because I read for you in my previous video. It says you must include them unless you have that divorce letter that says that we were divorced, a legal letter. So even if you're separated from the court, you must include them. And then you do the process, everything. You go to the embassy. They say by themselves, I do not want to go, but I give them my consent to go with the kids and whatever. That one. But you have to include them. Okay. Hello, Charity. Haruna Osman. Thank you for joining me, Haruna. I saw your name. I was like, I have to mention this one. Okay. From Ghana, please, if the photo requirement, if you miss one requirement, can you be selected? Now, please go to my video and do the right thing, guys. Do the right thing. That video is there about the photo. Go do what they want. Go do what they want. And if you're not sure, just send me the photo. I will tell you if it's the right one or not. But it's self-explanatory, guys. It's self-explanatory there. Okay, let's see what this person says. I joined the live. Could you please talk about the city of birth and application? That is where you are born, guys. I talked about. What happens if you do not know someone in the USA to host you? Guys, I didn't know anybody. Like, I tell you, like, my story is unique. I never, even in our family line, we didn't have anybody who lived in the US. Nobody. But we still found a host. Even you are going to find a host. You will get one. You get that. If you're selected, you will get a host. So don't worry about that. Fill out the application and have faith. Aisha Najengo, thank you. Please, Charity, if you're married and you decide to apply as a single person with the embassy, no, if you're married, if you apply as a single, when you remain single throughout the process, you can remain single throughout the process. But if you have kids, you will. And you know why I'm talking about this is that I know someone, like, right now they are stuck. They're stuck, like right now, like they're really stuck because they have a child that they had, but they need some notification to go and take there to say that that is their legal whatever child. So I think honesty, guys. And when you come here, there's something that like people are used to lie. People are used not to be truthful. People are used to cut shortcuts. Now here in the US, there is no shortcuts. There is no shortcuts, guys. There isn't. Like, say what the truth shall set you free. Please don't lie. Be truthful. If you're married, you're married. If you're single, you are single. It works like that, guys. You cannot lie. Like, I remember when we came in, our host told us, those lies that people tell, like people just lie left and right. When you come in here in the US, you have to tell the truth. You cannot lie. You can't, guys. You cannot. So write how you are. And then you'd rather go to the embassy and they tell you, this is what we need. Because, and they have the requirements when you get your 2NL. So those requirements, follow them. But if you have a child, you have to account for every child, guys. Don't lie, just be truthful. I normally say, be like my kids. My kids, like, even from the oldest to the youngest, they just tell the truth. Like, if something happens, like, it doesn't matter. Like, when you grew up, you find that there's some things that you're not going to say in the open. Oh, my kids will say everything. And that's all American kids. That's how they are. So when you come here, you have to tell the truth, guys. So don't lie, guys. Okay, I'm back. Charity Jacqueline Mawamba. USA does not have an embassy to my country. So what do I make if I win? Answer this question again. Now, if your country doesn't have an embassy, they will tell you where to go. Like everything, they tell you everything. They will tell you which station to go. Because if your country doesn't have an embassy, then the next country has an embassy. So you'll go there. And if you watched my video, the one that I was interviewing this guy who won the DV lottery, he said that he had to go to a different place to get his visa. It's okay. Don't worry. They have taken care of everything. Okay. Hello, what if I apply in Kenya and I win? Now, then Nikwe Gulf countries, how will I process it? Now, the instructions, guys, after you win the DV lottery, and that's why I tell you guys, don't worry. When you win the DV lottery, you get the second notification letter, because you have to get that for you to be able to go to the next process. They give you all the instructions. 1, 2, 3, 4. They name them there, what they require for you to have before you go to the embassy. So they will tell you, they will give you that answer. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, watching from Mombasa, that is Bila Yusuf. Hi, Charity. If I'm married and I have kids, do I include my husband? What would happen if they ask me for the letter of their dad's side? Now, you'll have to answer that, guys, because I've talked about that, but you have to give an answer. Because if the daddy, those kids have a father, that's what you do. That's what they know, that every child has a dad. But if the dad is nowhere to be seen, go get something to say that you have legal custody for those kids. Okay, good question about Gulf people. Thank you. What clothing is good for DV lottery photo? Wear anything. Just the way you, like, normally. Just wear the way you wear normally. You cannot wear military clothes. If you cannot wear, like, you're a priest, no, you can't wear all that. Unless it's in religion. Maybe you are a Muslim, you can put on the hijab and all that. But if it is not related to religion, don't wear it. You can wear earrings, but wear just maybe a small stud. Look professional. It doesn't matter. You can wear anything that the regular clothes that you wear. That is what you are supposed to wear. Okay, the DV lottery photo. Go watch that video that was there. We need the video showing how to fill out the DV lottery. That one, this one, the previous one, I talked about that, and I am going to do another one as soon as the DV lottery is open. Making an early application doesn't guarantee you get a lowercase number. No, it doesn't. That thing is computer randomized. Like, it doesn't. Because the application, there is nowhere the application is related to your case number. It is not related anywhere. Because the computer chooses randomly. So that's something that I cannot be able to explain, but I know that it's the computer that selects, so it doesn't matter. How will they know if I'm married, not married, and have kids or no kids, unless you tell them? What if you're not legally married and your spouse is willing to do the consent letter for you to live with the kids? And can you feel a single and provide the consent? Yeah, they will ask you that for the permission. Actually, it's called permission. Has this spouse permitted you to go with the kids? That's what they need, and they need the ID for that person. Like, and this is covering them, because you might be given the visa, and that's how I see it. I normally, like, I see it like this. If I go to work, and I've given you that example so many times. I've gone to work. I am a nurse, right? I've treated my patients. I've given them medication. Maybe I've done some wound dressing, or maybe I have given them anything, and then I don't document if I did it. It doesn't matter whether we use computer or we use whatever. I do not document that this patient got this medication, or they did this, or maybe they got whatever. If I do not do that, guys, then it is not done. Even if I go by word of mouth, I say, I gave the medicine and I have not documented it. I haven't documented it. It's not done. It's the same thing, guys. So they want a legal document to show that this person, they got the visa, but the other parent that is not willing to go to the US because it's not a force that you need to come. But this is what they gave us. Is it authentic? Can it be presented in a court of law if someone went to challenge Huh? You know all you know like and I'm going to talk about the Kenya election. It was online. When it was announced, there are some people who went and they said that they were not satisfied with what was announced, and then the judgment was made. After that judgment was made, and I watched it very clearly. They said that after 21 days they were going to give a report of why they made that judgment. Why do they need that report? So that people can read and say they said this because of 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's what they need. They need some documentation to show that this person, yes, they are single, but they have a child, but this child can be accounted for by this letter. You see, that's how it is, guys. Okay. Ethiopia, now they normally give a list. If you are eligible, when the DV lottery starts, they have a list there, and we are going to read that list when the DV 2024 comes out. First time here watching from Nairobi. And guys, I have forgotten. If you haven't subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, guys. And like my videos, make comments, guys. I really do appreciate that. Hi, my bro just turned 18 years, and he already have a high school certificate. Can he survive? Yes, he can. Oh my gosh. 18 years, he will survive. 18 years is the best time to come to the US if you fall into the right hands. But if you fall into the wrong hands, 18 to 25, you're still young, you're still, you still don't know life and all that stuff. That's going to be a problem. But 18 years, you go to college. When you go to college, you can go to school as much as you want. You work. You have a good life, and go watch that video that I did with my son. My son is 20, and just see like how he is doing, and that can give you insight on how a young man survives in the USA. Okay, I lost my firstborn during delivery. Should I? No, don't include that one. How much can a person budget for relocation? I'm married with 2 daughters. Maybe us at that time, and it was 8 years ago, it cost us that's like $1 million Kenya shillings. But right now, when you look at the money market, the depending on where you are, you will see whatever. But maybe it could be more. But we had 2 kids, and me and my husband, we used like $1 million, and that was 9 years ago. So you can range. But you find that after you win the DV lottery, normally what happens is that they tell you this is the amount that you're going to pay for the medical. This is the amount that you're going to pay for the visa. And then after you have processed that, then you ask how much is the air ticket. Then you can do that range. But 9 years ago, that's what we used. So it's very, very important like to have those numbers. Okay. Please plan a video about the refugees and DV lottery. I think they might have a problem getting some documents from the countries they ran away from, ex-birth certificates and police clearance. Now, the DV lottery and the refugees is different. It's so different. Like it's something else that I have to do. Like it's different. Very, very different, because DV lottery, different. Refugees, different case. We can talk about that later. Okay. So this one is talking about a child who has not been delivered. Now, if you happen like you didn't have a baby and you have it, you just add them with the DS260. Of course, they will see it's a baby. Life changes. It's called a life change. You just report that life change and you're fine. They are human beings, let me tell you guys, when we won a DV lottery, there were so many stories about the embassy, like, oh my gosh. When we entered there, the first thing we saw was like a little place that was written prayer area. Like we were so like scared because the stories that we had heard, oh my goodness, we were so shocked. But when you go in there, they are human beings. They're human beings. The only thing when you go there, make sure that you are you have your documentation in order. When you are being asked a question, I know like us, especially the Africans, when we are talking to our seniors, we like to tend to look away, or we tend to look down. And now go and look at them in the face. They want to see your eyes when you're talking, you have to face them and look at them directly and talk to them. That's how it is, and they also understand, because different cultures react to different ways. But if you have been truthful, you'll be all right. Okay. Okay, US embassy in Nairobi does not recognize educational document of Somalia. So please tell me if I can have an embassy that I want. For example, if I leave Somalia and I want my interview in Turkey embassy. Now, that's a question that you'd have to email them, guys. If you have like that question, when you have your case number after you have been selected, email them or write to them at KCC. They reply, guys. They reply these emails. They do reply, and they will advise you accordingly. Okay. What if the child was born in Kajiado? What will I feel? if you are born in Kajiado, you put that one there. That's how you do it. Okay. Ati, I heard you have a great chance if you're married, but I'm 24 and not married. Will that affect the chance? Who said that? That is not true. That is not true. Anybody has a chance. It's a lottery, guys. Everybody has a chance to win it. What if I'm born from the village? How will I feel from the city of birth? The name of that place. It doesn't matter. The name of that place. Put it there. What is a low case number and a high case number? A low case number is maybe you are from number 1 to maybe 10. I'd like to give like a simple example. Let's assume you have 1 to 100. The person who is 1 to 10, those are low case numbers. But when you go towards 90, 100, those are high case numbers. When you look at the visas that they give, you range where your number is, then you are going to know that. Can you help me with the link? I'll put the link there. Is it a must for every DV winner to fill a public charge form? You have to have, what you need to have is a police clearance from where you are living currently. And then when you fill out your DS260, there's so many questions that they're going to ask you legal about your history, any criminal activity or whatever. You have to fill out all that. So, and as we go on with these conversations, we're going to go through those forms and like so that you guys can understand. Because sometimes I see a question and I'm like, I think that question, that person really doesn't because there's so many forms that are involved and there are so many questions that you have to answer, and you find that some of the legal questions that you have to answer, especially about your background, you answer them on your DS260. And they're self-explanatory. Okay, my country does not have a legal mailing address or even post office. So what if I feel the position of, what will I feel the position of a mailing address? A mailing address is a post office. So I don't know that which country that is. I don't want to say that they don't have a mailing address or whatever, but you have to get something, a post office for a friend or from, you have to get something, guys. Okay, how about the case where you didn't add your child while applying and it comes out, you win? Please, how to go with the butter? You lied. So you can, I know, oh my gosh, it's just, you didn't tell the truth. Failure. If you read those instructions, and guys, I want you to watch my videos because I've talked about this stuff. If you fail to list a family member, you will be disqualified. That's for sure. You'll be disqualified. And that's why the truth, I spent like 5 minutes talking about being truthful here. So guys, be truthful. Be truthful when you're doing your DV lottery, because the truth shall set you free, guys. The truth shall set you free. So it's very, very important for you to do that. I hope I have exhausted all the questions, because the last question from Abigail Gerono has been 1 hour, 7 minutes, guys, and it's been awesome. So if I haven't answered, if I haven't talked about your question, type it on the comment section, and we are going to talk about it, guys. I'm going to do another live show on Saturday, same time. So watch out for that video. It's going to be there. So thank you, guys. And please subscribe to my channel. Share my videos, share my videos, spread it. I know we are growing. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, guys. So support my channel and learn from it, guys. Watch a video. If you see a video, watch it from the beginning to the end so that it can help you. So that you can know this information, because all this information is there. I started this channel last year, and I have so much information. But because of the new people, because some people are just, maybe there are some people who have just discovered this channel right now, I have to do it because the DV lottery is done every year. Every year it's done. And after it is done, I kind of like to show you like how life is here, like where we go, what we do. And so if I put out a video like this one, watch it to the end. There's so much information that you will know about the DV lottery that will stop you from going to the cyber to pay someone some money to do it for you, because you can do it for yourself. You can do it for yourself and you can be safe. So guys, I wish you all the best as you prepare to apply for the DV lottery. And for the people who are going to the embassy and the people who won the DV lottery, I congratulate you guys as you embark on the journey to come to the land of opportunity, guys. So thank you, guys, and God bless you and stay safe.